Hello everyone and welcome to another video on JavaScript programming. Kaushal this side from SimplyCode, and today we are going to work on another JavaScript game. We'll create the second game in JavaScript in today's video. We'll create a car based game today. So before we begin, make sure that you are subscribed to our YouTube channel and press that bell icon to never miss an update from SimplyCode. So without any further delay, let's get started. Before we move ahead to this another JavaScript game, I'll recommend you to go through the previous video wherein we created Flappy Bird from scratch. So I want you to go through that video because many of the things will remain same in this particular video as well. So please go through that video as well. Today we'll create a car game in which we have to save a car from obstacles coming towards our vehicle. I don't know the exact name for this game, but let me give you an overview of this game real quick. So here is the game you can see over the screen wherein we have a red car on the road and we have to protect this car by moving to the left or right. All we have to do is to protect this red car from collision with the blue one. Now, I know the graphics for these games are not too much appealing, but if you want to make a high-end graphics game, then JavaScript is not the only language you can use. We have to use many different JS libraries and maybe several other programming languages along with JavaScript to achieve this task. So let's focus on these small games for now and we'll go ahead step by step. Now, in this particular game, if you see here, we have three images. One is of red car, the other one is of blue car and a road behind them, right? So let's move on to the programming part directly. And most of the parts will remain the same like that of Flappy Birds. Let's move on to VS Code. So here is a game. This is the HTML file and then we have a CSS file and a JavaScript file for this game. Now, what we'll do first is we'll create a div tag. We have to protect a block, right? We have to move the container either to the left or to the right. So for that, we have to create div tags. So first of all, we'll write here div. We'll take this particular div tag for the game and we'll write here another div with id as game. Fine. Now we have two div tags over here. Now what we'll do first is we'll add images for red car and for blue car, right? So what we'll do is we'll take two div tags and we'll write here id as blue car for the blue car, and then we'll write here img src. The source will be blue.png. so we have a file named blue.png which is actually an image, and what we'll do is we'll write here alt. So the alternate will be blue car. Fine. We'll copy this piece of code and we'll do the same for red vehicle as well. So instead of blue car, we'll name the id as red car. The image source we have in a computer is red.png and alternate will be red car. Fine. Now we have added the two cars to our div tag, or we can say to a HTML file. Save it, go to the browser. So this is our document. You can see here we have a blue car and we have a red car. You can see we have both images over here, but the size is different. The blue car looks big and the red one is pretty small, right? Not to worry, we'll figure it out in the CSS part. So let's do the rest of the HTML part here. What we'll do is we'll move to our HTML file again. And now one thing you might have noticed in the game here is on collision, we are getting a card for game over. So we have to create this div tag as well. So let's finish the HTML part first. What we'll do is we'll write here div again. And this time the id will be result. So we are preparing for the game over part, right? Now what we'll do is we'll write here h1 heading. So inside h1 we'll write game over. So let me show you why we are doing this. So if you can see here on collision we have game over, right? So game over we have to write here. Now what we'll do is we'll write here game over like this. The next thing we need is the score. So what we'll do is we'll write here p. So we'll use the paragraph tag. The id will be score and the score we'll do in JavaScript part. Now what we have to do is we have to add the restart button as well. So for that we'll write here button id is equals to, let's say, btn, and we'll use the on click event. So on click, we'll write here location dot reload. We'll call this function. So this is a built-in function in JavaScript. What this function will do is it will refresh the whole page. Fine, the game will start again. So we have added another div tag for the score here. We have a heading, game over, and a paragraph with ID as score, and then we have a button to reload the web page. Now let's style these elements and make them look like a game. So what we'll do is we'll move to the CSS file. Now here's a CSS file. We'll first write here some code for the whole HTML document. So for inside this, we'll define margin, and the default margin will be 0. Similarly, we'll define padding as well. So the default padding will also be 0. Now, the next thing we have to do is we have to write here some code for the body. Fine. Here what we'll do is we'll use two colors at a specific angle of 45 degrees. We have already been through the WebKit linear gradient property in the previous game, which is Flappy Bird. So what we'll do is we'll write here, let's take a background color. Let's say the background color is this kind of sky blue. Now the next thing we'll do is we'll take a background image, and inside this we'll write WebKit linear gradient. We have already been through this in the previous game. So we'll write here 45 degree. This is the angle, and then we'll define two colors here. So our two colors will be gray, and the next one will also be gray but a little bit different from this one. So we'll write here 45%. It will take 45% of the screen, and then we'll write here hash. So this is the code for dark gray color, and it will take the rest 55% of the screen. Fine, save it for now. Go to the web browser. So you can see here we have two different colors present over here in a web browser. The colors are divided at an angle of 45 degree. What we can do here is we can write here 50-50 instead for both the colors. Save it now. Move to the browser, and here you can see, you can clearly spot the difference here. So here you can see these two colors are different now. We'll leave it here. You can do this thing as you wish. So moving ahead, we'll write here min height will be 800 pixels. Fine, save it now. Move to the browser, and here you can see we have a background color set for this particular web page. Now, so after the body tag, we'll do some styling for the game container. So here you can see we have the ID as game for the first div tag. So what we'll do is we'll write here game. We'll write some properties here. We'll write here height. So the height will be 500 pixels. Then we'll write here width. The width of the box is, let's say, 300 pixels. And the border will also define. So the border will be black, and the border will be 1 pixel thick, solid, and black in color. Fine, save it. You can see over here. So we can't see anything for now. So let's style this first completely. What we'll do is we'll write here margin. So the margin will be 1 rem auto. Now right here we'll write background image. So the background image is the one we already have in a folder. The name for that image is road1.png. Now we'll write here background size. So we'll write here contain to fit this image inside the container, and we'll write here overflow as hidden. Fine, save it. Move to the browser, and here you can see now we have a div tag present over here. We have a container over here, and we have the blue image only for now. Now what we'll do next is we'll style these images as well. So first we'll do the same for blue car. We'll write here blue car, and inside this we'll write height as 100 pixels, width will be 130 pixels. So there's a specific reason behind writing this 130 pixel. We'll understand it later. Now the background color for this car will be, let's say, blue for the blue one, and we'll write here position. So the position will be relative. Next up we'll write here top. Top will be 0 pixels. So remember the value for these properties. We'll need them later in the JavaScript part. Now what we'll do next is we'll write here left as 0 pixels. Now next up we'll write here text align as center and animation. So this animation we have already been through it. Now what we'll do is we'll write here move. After 1 second the animation should be linear and it should be infinite. Fine. Now this animation we have to define, but before that we'll write here blue car img. So here what we'll do is we'll define the height of image. We'll write here height as 100 pixels. Fine. Now save this, go to the browser, and here you can see we have a blue car present at the top left corner of a container. Now what we'll do is we'll define the animation for this particular div tag, right? So here is a car present at the top left corner. So what we'll do is we'll move this box to the middle of the screen. So we have already done it, I guess, but there is some mistake. So here you can see we have given space between one rem. Save it now. And here you can see we have a box present at the center of a screen. Now we are good to go. Next up we'll define the animation. So we'll write here @keyframe, and instead of identifier, the identifier we have here is move. Fine. So inside this we'll write here 0%. At 0% the top will be 0. Fine. 0 pixels. And at 100% the top will be 501 pixels. Fine. Now one thing to notice here is the total height of the container is 500 pixels and the animation will go till 501 pixels. Save it now. Move to the browser, and here you can see the car is still not moving. So we have made a mistake here. So here's a mistake. We have to write here move only. Save it now. And here you can see the animation is going swiftly now. So the car starts from 0 pixel and goes till 501 pixel. So it will happen infinitely because we have used here infinite inside the animation property. What we'll do next is we'll do the same for red car as well. Fine. So here you can see we have a red car. The ID is red car for this. So what we'll do is we'll write here #red car. And we'll start styling this red car as well. The height will remain the same. The height will be 100 pixels. And then we have the width. The width will be 130 pixels for this car as well. The background color will be red because the car color is also red. Position will be relative for this as well. The top will be 250 pixels, let's say. And the left will be 130 pixels. Fine. Now what we are doing here is we are taking the left as 130 pixels. Why so? Because what we want is we want the car to be present at 130 pixels away from the left corner of the box. So that's why we have written 130 pixels over here inside the left property. Now the next thing we'll write here is text align, and text align will be center. Fine. We'll do the same thing for red car as well here. We'll write here red car img. We have to write here hash as well. Now inside this we'll define the height of this image. We'll write here height as 100 pixels. Fine. Save it now. Go to the browser, and here you can see we have a red and blue car over here. Now the box seems to be a little bit less wide for these two cars. So what we'll do is we'll write the width here as 390 pixels. So that it will be divided equally in 3 parts. Save it now. And here you can see now this box looks totally fine. We have a red car present in the center. We can move it to the left and to the right. So we are done with styling these 3 images. Next up, we have to style the result part as well, right? So here you can see in this particular game, we have a card over here with a different background. The game over color is white, and this color is gray, I guess. The button color is black, and the restart color is sky blue. Fine. So we have to keep all these things in mind. We have to style this box as well. So what we'll do is we'll write here result, and inside this we'll write height will be 200 pixels for this box. Then we'll write here width, and width will be 400 pixels. So we want a rectangle for this. Next up, we'll write here background color. So let's define the RGB value. The RGB value for this particular color is 231, 105, 105. That's because we want to make the exact same game. So that's why we are using the RGB values here. Save it now, move to the browser, and here you can see we have the game over card over here, and the game over color is black and the card color is pinkish, we can say. Now we'll move to a CSS file. We'll write here margin, and the margin will be 1 rem auto. Next up, we'll write here border radius. So we want the box to be a little bit round from the edges. So for that, we'll write here border radius as 20 pixels. And then we have font size as 30 pixels for game over. Then we'll write here text align. We want to align the text at the center of this box. Game over color will be white. Fine. So we'll write here white, and we are done with it. Save it. And here you can see we have a box over here. We have a game over card over here. Now what we want is we want to hide this thing, right? So for that we have to write here display as none. Save it now. And you can see we don't have this game over box over here anymore. Now moving back to our CSS file, what we'll do is we'll remove this particular statement for now, save it, and here's our box again. We'll add this property later. So for now, what we'll do is we'll write here score. Now what we have to do is we have to write here font size as 2.2 rem. I hope you guys must have searched for the rem keyword. Now we'll discuss this keyword again in the next video. So for now we'll write here color, and the color will be, let's say, take any color of your choice. So we'll write here gray, or we can say let's take goldenrod. I don't know which color is it, but let's take it once. Save it. And you are not getting anything over here because we haven't defined it yet. So we'll see it later. Now the last thing we have to do here is with the button, right? So we'll use the button ID for that. We'll write here btn, and inside this we'll write padding. So padding will be 0.5 rem and 1 rem for left. Now we'll write here border radius for this button is 20 pixels because the button is a little bit round at the corners. Next up we'll write here border is none. We don't need any border for this particular button. Then we'll write here background color is, let's say, black. We'll write here the color is, which color we should take? Let's take this one. Now we'll write here margin top. So let's say the margin top will be 10 pixels. Next up we'll write here cursor. So cursor will be pointer. Fine. Cursor will change to pointer on taking it over the restart button. We'll write here text transform. We want to transform this text to uppercase. Fine. Save it now. Move back to the browser, and here you can see we have a game over here, but this tag is not working for now. So let's see what's wrong here. Okay, so we have to write here restart. Save it now. And here you can see we have a button over here. We have a restart button over here. The button looks a little bit small. So what we have to do is we have to do some styling change here. We'll take, let's say, the font size. So we'll write here font size is, let's say, 25 pixels. Save it now. And here you can see the button is quite right now. So we are done with it. What we'll do is we'll add the display property here. We'll write here display none. Save it. And the box is gone. Fine. Now we are done with the CSS part as well. Now we have to make this game responsive only. That will do with the help of JavaScript. So let's move on to the JavaScript file first. Here's a JavaScript file. Now we'll access all the HTML elements here in the JavaScript file because we need them. So what we'll do is we'll write here where blue car is equals to document dot get element by ID. So the ID for blue car is blue car. We'll write here where red car document dot get element by ID. So the ID is red car for the red one. Next up, we'll write here where a result. We'll get result as well. We'll write here document dot get element by ID, and inside this we'll write a result. Fine. We are accessing all the elements with the help of get element by ID method. Now what we'll do is we'll write here where score. So the score will write here document dot get element by ID, and again we'll write here score. Then we'll write here where game document dot get element by ID. The ID for game is game. Fine. We'll take another variable here. Let's say the variable name is variable counter to count the number of cars passing through the red one to get the final score basically. So we'll initialize the value as 0 for this counter variable. Now the next thing we have to do is to make the blue car move randomly in 3 positions, right? For that we'll use math.random function again. We have used this function previously in the Flappy Birds game. So we'll write here blue car dot add event listener. We'll add an event. So we'll write here animation iteration. So this is a predefined event listener in JavaScript. So for this we'll create a function here. We'll write here function and we'll define the function as well. Fine. So we'll take a variable, let's say random, and we'll write here math dot floor math dot random. So this is a predefined function in JavaScript. We'll write here into 3, and right here we'll write 130. Fine. Why 130? Because 130 is the default width which we have taken in our CSS file. So we'll write here blue car dot style dot left is equals to the value of random in pixels. Fine. Then we'll increase the value of counter after every car passes through, after every blue car passes through the red one. Save it and move to the browser. You can see the blue car has 3 positions over here. Can either come from the left, right, or from the center. Any random number from these 3 numbers will get multiplied to 130. So we have 3 positions only. Any random position. Let's say the position is 1. It means that the car is present at the left. So that particular number will be multiplied with 130 and the left value of the blue car will change to that particular number. The logic is simple. If the number randomly taken is 2, then the random value will become 260 in that case, and the blue car will have a distance of 260 pixels from the left side of the container. So this was the reason behind taking the width of container as 390. I hope you guys can relate to it now. So let's move ahead and write the code for moving the red car as well. So you can see the red car is not moving as of now. We'll make it move. So let's write the code for that as well. We'll move to a JavaScript file and we'll write here window.add event listener. We'll add an event here. We'll write here key down and we'll define a function here. Fine. So we'll take a parameter inside this function. Now what we'll do is we'll write here if e dot key code is equals to 39. Then what will happen is we'll take a variable where red car left is equals to, we'll write here %, window dot get computed style. We'll get the computed style of red car and we'll write here get property value. Fine. We'll take the property value here as well. We'll take the left value. So we'll write here left and we'll write here if red car left is less than 260 pixels, then red car dot style dot left will change to red car left plus 130 and the value will change to pixels as well. Fine. Now we'll write the code for another key as well. So we have to add two keys over here. What we'll do is we'll write here if e dot key code is equals to 37. This key code over here represents the left and the right arrow key of our keyboard. So that's why we are using here key code as 37 and 39. 39 is the default key code for the right arrow key and 37 is for the left arrow key. So what we'll do here is we'll write here where red car left is equals to %. So what we'll do is we'll copy this from here and we'll paste it here. Fine. This will remain the same. Now what we'll do is we'll write here if red car left is greater than 0, then it will change the style. So we'll write here this, and here what we'll do is we'll change the value of red car to red car left minus 130 pixels. So we are moving the car to the left or to the right. Fine. Now we are done with it. Now save it and move to the browser. And now here you can see we are able to move the red car to the left or to the right as well. Fine. Now we are good to go. So the next thing we have to do is to write the code for collision of these two cars, or we can say the function for game over as well. Fine. So let's head back to our JavaScript file and we'll create another function over here. So what we'll do is we'll take certain values and pass them through some conditions. If any of the requirements fail, then the game is over. The logic is simple. Let's implement this logic. So what we'll do is we'll write here set interval. So we'll use the set interval method and we'll write here function. So let's say the function name is game over. We'll now define the body of this function. Now let's discuss some things. What we need is we need the top property of blue car, we need the left property of blue car, and then we need the left property of a red car. Fine. So we'll take three variables. We'll write here where blue car top, then we'll take where blue car left, and then we'll take where red car left. Fine. So we have these three variables over here. Now what we'll do is we'll get these values first. So we'll again use the get computed style property and the get property value. We'll write here parseInt, and inside this we'll write window dot get computed style. So the computed style is of the blue car. Then we'll write here get property value. We'll write here top because we need the top value. We'll do the same thing for blue car left and for red car left. Fine. So we'll change the values here. We'll write here left for the blue car left, and we'll write here left for the red car. Fine. We are good to go. We have these three variables and we have the properties, right? We have the value of these particular properties. Now we'll write here certain conditions. We'll use the if statement again. We'll write here if blue car left is equals to red car left. Let's replace this left with a capital L. And we'll write here and then blue car top is greater than 250 and blue car top is also less than 450. So we need the blue car in between 250 and 450 for collision, right? What we'll do is we'll write here result dot style dot display. So we'll change the display property of a result element. We'll write here is equals to block. Now we need a game over card over the game, and we'll also change the display property of game as well. We'll write here game dot style dot display as none. Fine. We don't want the game for this. Now the next thing we'll do is we'll write here score. So for that we'll write here score dot inner HTML is equals to, let's say it says your score is, and we'll write here dollar. We have a variable counter, right? We'll print the value of counter here. Fine. Now there is an error over here, you can see. So what we have to do is we have to put them inside this. We'll not use the double inverted commas. We'll use this instead. And you can see the error over here is gone now. So we are good to go. Now after that we'll change the value of counter to 0 again. In case the user wants to restart the game, the value of counter will start from 0 again. Now we want to call this function after a certain interval of time. So we'll write here 10 and we are good to go. So the set interval method will be called after 10 milliseconds. Now the same thing we did for Flappy Birds as well. So some conditions here are almost same and the output is also the same as we had for Flappy Birds. Now save it, and you can see on the browser that our game is completely fine now. It's working totally fine. So we can play this game. Now let's play it once. So here you can see we can move our red car and the blue car is coming randomly from any of the three directions. It means that it can either come from the left or from the center or from the right. Fine. On collision, you can see it shows that the game is over and the score is 13. Now on clicking the restart button, we can restart the game, the page reloads again, and it's working totally fine now. We have to create this particular game and we can see that the game is completely done. We can play this game anytime and it's fun as well, of course. So we can do certain things with the graphics as well. I want you guys to do that thing and let us know in the comments below what else can we do to make this game more appealing to the user. So that's all for this video, guys. See you in the next one where we will go through another project in JavaScript. We'll work on a website in the following video. So if you like this video, do give it a thumbs up. If you have any doubts, do let us know in the comments below. Please share it with your friends and don't forget to subscribe Simply Code. Thank you.